Shadows died twice. In the last episode, we got the bell from the old lady Inosuke's mother, and we also killed a gentleman and got a prayer bead and a gourd seed. So the prayer bead won't really matter too much yet. However, we can use the gourd seed to increase the amount of healing we get. So we're going to do that. And like I mentioned before, Emma is our firekeeper, so she will be the one that does that. Enhanced physical attributes. I just remembered I actually have... oh, can I not upgrade? Oh, I think I have to get a scroll first. So maybe the sculptor will give me that. Let's talk to Emma first, though.
I'm glad you've come, Master Wolf.
Give gourd seed.
Is this
Please?
gourd seed?
Yes. Bring it here. Plant the seed into the gourd. Perfect. Now the volume of medicinal waters in your gourd will increase.
Yay!
Such a strange medicine.
Is it strange? I don't take any offense to that. If it's effective, then that's cause for celebration, whether it's strange or not. That's what my mentor Dogen taught me.
I see.
Please bring me any other gourd seeds you find. I should be able to further increase the volume of the medicinal water.
Okay, we will do that.
Did I hear the ringing of a chime?
It was probably this bell. I was told to offer it to Buddha.
Does the bell hold any significance for you? If it does, talk to the sculptor. He is quite knowledgeable when it comes to Buddha.
I will do that. I also just remembered we did get 2 shinobi prosthetic enhancements. So we can actually give those to the sculptor. I wonder if I can. Can I? No, okay. I wasn't sure if he had like some beginning dialogue that you could eavesdrop on, but I guess not. So we're going to talk to the sculptor now.
What is it?
Seems to me your battle sense has returned. You're more like a shinobi.
Ah, yes, he does give the scroll.
Only a little. Take this.
Shinobi esoteric text. So this is going to let us upgrade with experience
Shinobi
points.
techniques recorded within are fighting techniques that cannot be performed by samurai. Whether you make use of them or not is up to you. Shinobi aren't the only ones with their own fighting techniques.
Alright, and so yeah, like I said, that'll let us upgrade with our experience points that we gain through combat. And there's one particular skill that I desperately want. So
I found
anyone
one.
who's played this game
Shinobi
before
tool?
probably knows what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
I said before that your prosthetic arm was a fang, but by fitting shinobi tools to your arm, you'll be able to change the form of that fang.
Oh,
Thick
yes.
shields, break them into splinters. Swift foes, bring them down from afar. Fitting more devices means more ways to slay your enemies. If there's someone that needs killing, there's a proper way to kill them. That's all there is to it.
Seems you know this prosthetic very well.
I should calm myself. The more I speak of bloodshed, the more demonic my sculptures will become. Give it ear. I'll fit that tool for you.
Yes. Please do, sir. Alright.
No matter what I do, any Buddha I carve is an incarnation of wrath. Thus is the fate of those who owe a deep karmic debt. You'll understand when you try carving one for yourself one day. So, need something?
Already talked to him. Okay.
Yes, right. That kind-faced Buddha you see over there, don't do anything funny with it.
This is just teaching me how to use prosthetic tools. Triangle to switch them, and then R2 throws them, and they spend spirit emblems. So nice and easy. We are going to go ahead and equip one, or two, I suppose. Firecracker is really good against certain enemies, beast-type enemies, which is very important to remember for later. I don't typically use a whole lot of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, unless I'm like grinding, I tend not to use this stuff, or if I have like a really tough enemy, I'll use the sugars. But there are some pretty cool things you can do with them. So, and also I wanted to show you guys, where is it? Kuro's Charm. So, like I said in the first episode, before you beat the game, you won't get the option to give Kuro's Charm away, but it is in your inventory the entire game. So, charm received from Kuro, placed on the wolf's person in secret, after he lost his life in Hirata Estate, and gained the power of resurrection. The charm has protected the wolf well, tempering his ordeals. To part with it would mean facing a path of hardship beyond that endured thus far. I don't know if you can actually take a look at it at the beginning of the game, but basically the idea is that it was on you, and the game is actually harder than you initially experienced, which is pretty interesting. The biggest thing it does is, I think enemies in general will hit you harder, but also if you don't do a perfect parry without it, you will just lose health. Like you'll take tick damage. So blocking is no longer like really a viable option, and it makes the game a lot harder. Spirit emblems is teaching me about those. We're gonna level up real quick before we go and use that little bell I got. So we want to acquire skills. Oh, I need 2 points to acquire the skill I want. So this is called the Makiri counter, and we're going to save up for it. Basically, it allows you to deflect thrusting attacks very consistently, and is arguably the best skill in the entire game. Gonna go ahead and pray here, drop this little bell off, and go into a fugue state.
Close your eyes. Hear the bell speak to you. The bell's chime will stir your thoughts and awaken old memories from their slumber.
All right. Three years ago. So this is pretty much like a flashback that you get to live through. And we will learn some cool things. It never really like makes sense if you actually try to analyze this, because you're able to pull things from this flashback into the present time. And it just doesn't really make sense how you can do that, but at the end of the day, as long as it's fun and interesting, who actually cares? Yeah, so is there anything back here? No. This area is always so weird to me, because FromSoft is just great at making games. Oh, we got a guy to talk to.
You're the son of Owl.
What happened?
Thieves at Hirata Estate. You must hurry. The divine error.
What year is it?
What year? An odd question.
Tell me.
It's the year of the Dragon Spring pilgrimage.
The Dragon Spring pilgrimage. That was 3 years ago. What is this? The sculptor mentioned an old memory. I don't remember any of this. But it appears this is the past.
Indeed it is.
The Dragon Spring pilgrim. What is the sculptor? I don't remember it.
Okay. But yeah, FromSoft is so good at making like interesting, intricate worlds. And a lot of the time you find yourself wondering, like, is there hidden stuff here? Am I missing something? And most of the time, yes, you are missing something. We're just kind of doing some cleanup here, collecting some items that will come in handy later. Oh no! Die, fireman! I always find these guys kind of annoying to fight, to be honest. I don't know what it is about them that just makes it so like, difficult to fight, but I'm just bad at fighting them. Alright. But with that said, aggression is usually the correct answer and method of attack, so we are going to meet them head on with as much aggression as possible. Alright, cool. So we're not going to go in quite yet, just because there's some guys around the outskirts here. And if my camera keeps drifting back and forth, I do apologize about that. I have a really bad camera drift issue on my controller. I have 2 controllers, so that's part of why you didn't see it before. But currently that controller is charging, so unfortunately I have to use this one. So yeah, we are about to meet probably the most interesting character in the game.
Know about carp skins? The sparkling, shining scales of the treasure carp. Bring them to me, and I'll reward you handsomely.
Purchase items. The Withered Red Gourd, I think, is the most important one to buy from him. And you can get it pretty easily, so. The Floating Passage is also not a bad move. I think it's like a 5-hit combo. Very aggressive attack. But there we go. So later in the game you do unlock the ability to go underwater, and you'll be able to get all of the fish. There are a few you can get here without that. And sometimes you can actually hit the ones that are like kind of in the water but not. There we go. It's really finicky. but I think it's possible to get a few fish here. Once you unlock the ability to go underwater, it makes getting the fish so much easier. But as long as you tend to go fast and strike quickly, shouldn't have too much difficulty getting most of them. It always kind of freaks me out because they react as though they've like caught you. And when I first played this game, I always thought they were going to attack me. Stuff in the water that attacks you, it just freaks me out. Which a later part of this game lends itself to that, so it just gives me the heebie-jeebies whenever I think about stuff that can attack you from the depths. I don't know if that makes me hydrophobic or what, but I don't know. Probably not. Oh, did I rock him a little bit or something? Or did I sneak up on him? I don't know what that was. I will give you some scales. Specifically the ones to do this. What does Divine Grass do? It fully restores vitality and cures status abnormalities. If I can talk. One small part of Ashina is exceedingly old. Ancient soil, blah blah blah, whatever. We got the red gourd. Red gourd,
Bring more scales soon.
yeah. The red gourd heals burn. Yeah, okay. So it's useful. And we will equip it. Dousing powder heals burn as well. But the red gourd, like the regular healing gourd, will refill at a rest. So I don't remember how you get more red gourd, but I mean, you don't really get too many status ailments anyway, so it's not the most important aspect. Alright, we got to our first little resting point here. Gonna go ahead and pick that up first. Do I have two? No, I don't have two yet. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and press onward. So I think we might be able to get at least the first door unlocked here. There's a reason I'm coming through here. I didn't actually show, but there's this gentleman called the Chained Ogre, and he is much easier to deal with if you pick up some items from here first, which is why we are doing this. Is there not eavesdropping here? I wanted to try to do a lot of these eavesdropping things. Ooh, they almost saw me. And they are dead. Even though I played through this game, I still tend to do things mostly methodically. Oh gosh. Oh no! Oh yeah. Let's heal up. Mostly methodically. I know I can take a lot of these weaker enemies, so I will usually abuse that. Because I'm pretty confident in my abilities. I have a lot of the timing down. With that said, those slower enemies tend to be tricky just because they make you wait so long. And I am an impatient man, so waiting is not in the books for me. So here we are going to get through. Double check to make sure I'm not missing anything simple. I don't think I am. No. It's not really super important that you get everything, every little bit. I just like to. There's an archer over here, so we're gonna go ahead and take him out real quick. And then we're just gonna jump down on a guy. There is an eavesdropping area right there, but oh no, we might actually see it because I am about to eat shit and die. Oh gosh. Whoops. That was bad. Okay, normally you go through this area a bit more stealthy, but I thought I had it under control, and I absolutely did not have it under control. So, whoops. Now we're just gonna pick these guys off. Oh, I think that was a Mikiri counter situation. Maybe that's why these guys are kind of tricky to deal with and a little nerve-wracking. It's because they have stabby moves. Is that guy still peeing on the wall? I don't know if you guys can hear that, but... Oh my god, this guy's... Oh, he's just drunk. And he's dead. What a fool. Alright, now we're just going to do some cleanup here. Pick some items up. But yeah, like I was saying, those guys that I just killed, you typically do that a little bit slower. And then you'll hear them talking. You can eavesdrop on them. Man, drunk guys are kind of dumb. And pick up this, the flame barrel, which will be incredibly useful for the chained ogre that we will deal with outside of this dream. And then I think... Ooh. Is there anything else that I'm missing here? Not too worried about those two guys up there. I actually just drew one out, so... What do you want? Oh. Oh. I say I'm not worried, but... Yikes. I'm pressing on, even though I'm getting my ass completely beat here, just because there is a shortcut coming up. Let's talk to this guy first.
Worthless bastards. Hello. You are Shinobi, if I'm not mistaken. Take the Shinobi axe from from the temple and split their skulls wide open. Please.
Alright. So he just gave me a hint that there is a shinobi prosthetic that we can pick up. And if for whatever reason you still don't know anything.
Burning this simple next boss? No. Leave it. Go on to the next one. But if there's any offerings, we could give them to Lord Juzo. Enough! We don't take from Buddha. How many times do I have to tell you before it sinks into your
Lord
thick
Juzo.
skull? Please, don't get angry at me, boss. I'm sorry my skull's so thick.
So we're gonna go ahead and kill this guy. Oh no! We have died. That is our first death, guys.
Loyal wolf, take my blood and live again.
Oh? Take your blood and live again? You mean to say that shadows die twice? Oh man, I need to get better at killing those guys. Yeah, of course that's not our first death. Come on now. I'm not gonna die to the hands of some plebeians. Shinobi Axe of the Monkey. A heavy black iron axe used by shinobi can be fitted to shinobi prosthetic to become a working prosthetic tool. This boorish axe is used less for cutting and more for breaking things. Once favored weapon of a shinobi known as the Bounding Monkey of the Sunken Valley. It was lost along with his left arm. And who do we know, aside from ourselves, who is missing an arm? I wonder. I'm just gonna play it safe. Stab this guy in his stupid neck. And do some cleanup here. That way when we do go rest at the altar, we can just kind of beeline it to our objective, which is going to be Stabby McGee, because he is like the first real roadblock that a lot of players will experience in the game. Yeah, that does not just straight up kill them. I was kind of hoping it. Hide from the rooster. Alright. Roosters are not hard to deal with. You just have to deal with them in a non-rushing manner. If you rush or panic when you see them, you're just gonna die. Just because they're kind of like the dogs from other FromSoft games, where, you know, if you panic and you're not prepared, they'll rush you down and hit you really fast, and you'll probably die. But if you're just, you know, a little careful, take your time, then it's not a big deal. I guess you could say that about most things in FromSoft games, to be honest, but I feel like the roosters and dogs are especially relevant to that. Alright, time to get the win button, which is to say the Mikiri counter is the win button, for me at least. I don't know if other people like it as much. I feel like it's almost necessary to have as an item or as a skill in the game, and it's kind of cruel that they keep it behind a skill tree. Run and slide. I don't really care too much for that. I do want the run. Oh, mid-air deflection is super useful. So we're just going to get the whirlwind slash, just so we can get the mid-air deflection. Increase the maximum number of spirit emblems that can be held. That's always useful. You always want to go for these. I guess if you don't use spirit emblems a whole lot, they're probably not as useful. But I like them. Does this have to do with the Mikiri counter? I don't remember. Maybe there's like another skill. I don't know. Don't know. I think we're gonna leave this episode here though, and pick it up in the next episode with sorry, just wanted to get my stabby hands ready. But yeah, we're gonna leave it off here and then on this episode, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. Consider subscribing to me, and comment down below what you are excited to see me get to if you've played this game already, I guess. What experience you're excited to experience alongside with me. And if you are watching this for the first time, if this is your first playthrough, just comment down below what you think so far of my content, and you know, all criticism is welcome. So with that said, I will leave it off. Have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.